You been up to, man?
Ah, dude, I have just been chilling with the girls. Just me and her have been no lifing Sherlock. We finished Sherlock yesterday. Really
Yeah.
good series. I really enjoyed it. I hope everybody that's watching goes and sees it. It's pretty damn good. Sherlock is a really good series. In fact, a lot of people hated on it. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I'm very much looking forward to the next season that's coming up.
Hmm.
Somebody's phone is on.
That
Not
would be me.
mine.
What's going on, Rambo?
Nothing much.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, the just been playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and
So,
I guess
so how is that? That thing that's called a game in gaming. Like I thought it was more popular to just come to YouTube and bitch about it, right? Like that's supposed
that
to be
and
the thing.
that and Twitter seems like it's easier to play YouTube and Twitter than it is to play games. But
Hey, you guys don't know what you're talking about. Netflix, most popular game on my friends list right now.
I wouldn't doubt that.
You know what? Lately, it has been that way for me. I have seriously oh man, the unhealthy amounts of Netflix is ridiculous. Hey guys, hi, welcome. Yes, I know everybody's like, I didn't think you guys were gonna be on tonight. Yes, we are here. Hello, Fratanga. Thank you for coming by. Trump is in here. Oh, Mike 12811. What is up, sir? Thank you for coming in. Caesar, welcome.
Is he part of the Turtle Squad? Is already here.
Turtle Squad, throw out your turtle emojis if you're here. Ah, man. Yeah, I've been really chilled. I haven't really gamed at all. I've been just spending a lot of time with Val and watching movies and shit. I watched Thor's animated movie last night, which was pretty cool when he was a kid, and with him and Loki as kids still. So that was pretty cool.
Wait, where is that on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
What's it called?
It's Thor. Just look for Thor, and you'll see like a clip of him when he was a kid. He's there. It's pretty damn good though.
Oh wow, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that's good. Sherlock is good. We discovered a series last night to what was one of mine and my girl's favorite movie, which was was it oh my god, what is it? The Immortal Instruments or whatever. City of Bones. The movie was actually really good.
Yep.
But the series is fucking terrible. Do not watch it. It is cancer. It is so cancerous. Like the mother and daughter actors were okay. I was able to accept it, and hell, even Luke, I was like, okay, I could jive with that. But they got to the acting, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is like 90210 back in the 90s.
Had some hot chicks on that show. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. So if you see a series called Shadowhunters, just stay away from it. Avoid it like the plague.
Shadowhunters?
Yes, avoid
My
it.
wife loves it.
It's a what?
Wait,
My
What?
wife watches it.
Your
religiously.
wife has a terrible taste in
that
series.
sounds like a racist name. You called me in a text message not that long ago.
She
Shadowhunters?
watches. She watches that thing religiously.
It is a terrible show. Like it is.
I think
so
the acting
bad.
is. I think the acting is terrible.
Yes, it is. It is. Well, like here's the thing. Like I try to give stuff like that a chance. Like I try to. I'm just like, yeah, I'll try to give that a chance. You know, I really
doesn't
love the
get better.
movie. No, it doesn't. It's real. I couldn't even make it past the first episode, dude. We got all the way up to Jace, and that guy like ruined it for me. The guy that plays him, oh my god. I was like, this is no. Like
It's
this is
terrible,
just
yeah.
no fucking way. How they even made it to like season 2 is fucking beyond me. That is a lot of people with terrible taste. Hey Rags.
Well, because because it's on Freeform. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's not really like a big time network or whatever. So I mean, they're probably just like shit. At least we have a show on our damn station. So
Yeah.
well, did y'all hear about the Colin Moriarty game over Greggy debacle on Twitter today?
No.
Colin, y'all know who Colin More whatever his last name is.
IGN guy, right?
Yes.
Used to be.
Well, he used to be, yeah. He with kind of funny games now. Today, apparently there was a joke, or not a joke, but a tweet that hashtag, I guess, that was like a day without a woman. And Colin tweeted out, peace and quiet. Hashtag a day without a woman.
Not
Oh,
on International
boy.
Women's Day.
Oh boy.
And he was joking, but apparently Greg Miller decides to have a talk with him about his behavior. And
That's just unacceptable.
it's his joke was unacceptable. It should not be done on Twitter because there's no context. And so now Colin has actually made the choice not to go to PAX East.
Over that?
Yes, because he doesn't want to distract from the fans or whatever.
Oh geez.
And I'm thinking I don't think this is Colin's decision. I think this is Greg's decision because Greg's the big SJW of the whole damn bunch of them. But yeah, now
That wasn't kind of funny.
and somebody was like, somebody's like responding like going, he should have told the joke better or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't matter. Like he told a joke, people got offended, but that's on them. Who gives a shit? Move on.
Mm-hmm.
But they had a big, huge team discussion about his behavior on Twitter.
Really?
And now they basically, he made this huge post, screenshot it, and then posted it up, and he basically threw Colin under the bus.
What the fuck? Oh my god!
Over
really?
that fucking tweet.
Wow.
But of course, I mean, Greg is like a huge SJW. Like he's like straight on board he was straight on board the Hillary train the whole way through. So
Oh my goodness.
yeah, I won't be watching like anything about Kind of Funny Games anymore because I can't. Even if he was the SJW, you still don't like throw your own damn partner under the bus.
That's fucking ridiculous.
If you do it, you do it behind closed doors. Don't do it out on public like that.
The guy's joking around, obviously, and that is just a terrible thing, really.
Yeah, I posted said like International Women's Day or whatever, and I posted it was a picture of a huge like probably 80 car pile up, and it says Happy International Women's Day.
Sorry.
But I didn't get talked to. I guess y'all didn't come to me and talk to me and
That's unacceptable, Rambo.
publicly denounce my behavior on Twitter.
You're so insulting me, Rambo. I feel so triggered. God damn, dude. Really? Like, over jokes. Jesus
Yep.
Christ.
Yep. Apparently, I mean, you got to watch how you joke now. I'm like going, I don't know, man. They're just fucking stupid.
Yeah. That's no bueno.
I'm not sure we're friends anymore after that, Rambo. That's pretty bad.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
You have no idea how this affects me. I don't know how I'm gonna live my life now.
Tell us exactly how this does affect you.
Do I have a bear so I can point you to where this hurts me? Like, this is fucking stupid. Like, they really did that to him that badly. Yep. Wow.
Yeah, and they said that the decision not to go to PAX East was Colin's, but I'm thinking that either it was probably because he's like, fuck it, man, I don't even want to be around you guys, or if it was his decision, or if I'm pretty sure it was probably Greg's decision because
yeah,
it sounds just like what Greg would do.
It's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yep.
I don't understand it. Like, how? I mean, I guess you're not allowed to joke around anymore, like at all.
Apparently not. I mean, you can only joke around whenever people can hear the full context of your joke and hear you joke, so that way they can tell when you're laughing, and everybody's in on the joke. I'm like, well, that's kind of like defeats the whole fucking purpose of the joke. Like, if you know I'm gonna tell you the joke, then it's not gonna be funny at that point, because I've already explained the joke to you. Yeah, they're just
lamos. That's ridiculous. So, and by the way, sir, I was talking about your language. I said shadows speak. Jeez. Gosh,
okay.
You racist.
Well, Microsoft came out and defended their weak exclusive lineup.
Oh boy.
They said the article from Gaming Bolt says, like, with the Switch getting The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and PS4 receiving Neo, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Gravity Rush 2 among other exclusives, one has to wonder about Microsoft's. One has to wonder about Microsoft, whose biggest news yet this year was canceling Platinum Games Scaledown. And so a fan tweeted, I guess, Aaron Greenberg. He said, "Can anyone please answer me and say Xbox is getting awesome exclusives like PS4 is getting?" And he tagged Aaron Greenberg, whatever. He says, "I'm dying here." And Aaron says, "You must have missed the Gears 4, ReCore, Forza Horizon 3, Halo Wars 2, and Dead Rising 4 we just shipped recently." And he says, "Compare those to Horizon Zero Dawn and Uncharted, and they don't compete." And he says, Aaron says, "Also great games. I have both systems and plenty to play." So again,
what about the people that don't have both systems, dick?
Yeah, no shit.
Fucking so annoying.
I'm telling you, they're moving Microsoft into a service base. I guarantee. Like, if the Scorpio doesn't do what the numbers that they expect it to do, I don't know what those numbers are. Obviously,
there's no incentive for it to do well.
No, there's not really. But I mean, if it doesn't, I see them actually that Xbox Game Pass being the next big thing that Xbox does instead of a console. Basically, wherever you are, just sign in with your Xbox, account, and you're good to go.
Jesus Christ. So, Rags, when you getting an Xbox One or Scorpio? Yeah, pre-order?
Nah, I think I'm okay. I think I'm gonna be all right.
I could have swore I saw you pre-ordered that thing earlier.
Yep. I want to be the first person to. I'm gonna be one of those iPhone people who buy it and just to destroy it in front of others.
How about you just catch me outside?
Get you outside.
What's that mean?
Jesus Christ. So ridiculous. So how was your week there, Rags? I saw your tweet. You said work's been really riding you. Working your ass off.
It's been really what?
Your work's been. You've been busy.
Yeah.
I was just saying. So I was saying you were working your ass off.
Uh-huh.
Nothing exciting for you happened this week other than just work?
Guess nothing really out of the ordinary.
Oh, okay.
Just getting a little sick, I suppose. Kind of out of the blue today.
Yeah, you sound like you have a cold or something.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of getting one. It's my throat though.
I have just the cure for that. You said your throat, right? I got this covered. Don't worry.
Zip.
Zip.
I'm not getting sick around you.
Dude, I swear, I'm only going to be in and out of your lungs for like 45 seconds, so you're good.
Yeah, it didn't take long when you're going that deep.
Not really, yeah. Well, yeah, about 45 seconds.
Put a good coating on it.
Pretty much. Stronger than cough syrup.
Yeah, it's like Pepto-Bismol, but for your throat.
And thicker.
So I'm confused. Is it International Women's Day or International Pancake Day? Or is it just happen to be both?
It might be both. I really don't know. Good question, though.
Wow. Women and pancakes.
So where's my pancakes at?
Woman.
I got two women that live in this house. Where's my pancakes at? I feel gypped.
You should. Sandra, where's the pancakes?
Right?
Chelsea Clinton tweeted out her pancakes, and it was spinach pancakes.
Ew.
I'm like, who the fuck does that, man?
Vegans! Filthy fucking vegans! No, I'm just kidding.
Crazy people, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
People, they need help.
They need mental help. They're filthy fucking
Jesus.
vegans. Dirty
They
fucking
need-
plebs. Jesus.
They need Jesus.
They need Jesus.
They do need Jesus. Yes.
I don't have any opinions on War Thunder. What about War Thunder? It's a pretty good game.
All I hear is people just bitch about War Thunder.
I liked War Thunder.
Really played it too much, but I just hear people bitch about it constantly.
Good question. Oh no, Rusty says it. He says, Rusty says, how can you have a Women's Day if gender is a social construct?
That's. I'm just gonna leave that one alone.
Well, that doesn't contradict itself. You can have a Women's Day with gender being a social construct. It doesn't have those things don't conflict.
Just the people who feel like a woman. They're having an International Man's Day, I think, in next month. I think.
No, sexist pig. That's all other 364 days of the year.
Oh no, they're actually doing it though.
Oh.
Sunday,
So-
November 19th,
Is that when it is?
International Men's Day.
Okay, so I know that they're forming a thing together to International Man's Day or whatever the.
Are you mansplaining?
Like if I knew what that was.
That's because you're just a man. You don't know anything else. Besides all the statistics that, like, obviously prove most women wrong, you're still a piece of shit. Because you go by those statistics. Even though I'll have a statistic later countering your statistic.
So, wait, don't International Turtle Day. Yep, that needs to happen. Some people might actually identify as one too, so that could be beneficial.
Never know. You never know.
I have a friend in one of the Facebook groups, whatever. He was posting apparently like whenever you plug in a external hard drive to the Xbox One, it gives you some sort of like pop up saying, that just let you know that once you format it, that, this will be the only place you can use it.
Yeah.
Which is normal shit, Well, he was worried that he wasn't going to be able to use that with his PS4, like reformat it for the PS4. And people were in there going, oh man, once you do that with the Xbox One, it has some sort of proprietary thing. It takes it over. You have to buy a whole new one. And this other person was saying that they had to download a special program on their PC because their PC wouldn't even recognize the device. And
Wow, they're stupid.
I'm like, dude, it's like it really ain't that fucking hard, man. It's like, just if you have a problem, just let me know. I'll walk you through it. It's really fucking just simple. Like, these people are fucking idiots. Like, if they had to download a whole program to format a damn disk drive or to format a hard drive, then they got problems.
It's a shame. I feel kind of under the weather because there's a few things that are actually kind of interesting that have happened recently, with the Vault 7 leaks from WikiLeaks that are starting to come out. We can see all the information that's been released, and a lot of it has to do, or some of it at least has to do with the Xbox One, and all those people's fears about the Xbox One's original plan to be always online and always listening and stuff. That really was going to be used by the CIA to spy on people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like that was an actual thing that was going to happen. If for everyone who doesn't somehow know, WikiLeaks released the hashtag Vault 7, which is the beginning of a massive compilation of information that we're getting about the CIA, and their ability to hack things and to spy on people. And it's really actually really chilling. It's something like it's a Snowden style sort of leak, and everyone should take a look at it. But part of it relevant to gaming is that the Xbox One is specifically mentioned in those leaks, is because it was going to be used to actually spy on people. So when people say it's crazy that you think the government would spy on you using Xbox Ones, well, that was actually the actual plan. And it only didn't work because Microsoft decided to, take away that aspect of it when people had an, uproar.
And then they fought, and then shortly after the whole Xbox debacle, it was like when they opened up their office in China, and they actually fought for Chinese rights to keep their fucking information sealed. I think it was probably because they felt like shit for almost agreeing to what they were going to do with the federal government here. That's the only thing I can think of, is maybe they were looking at it as a way of retribution or something, because they got fined by our federal government fucking millions. So, I mean, it's not a stretch. That's crazy. That's nuts to even think. I mean, I knew they were already doing it with PC gamers. Like they were already doing it in the MMO realm. But that's kind of where it all begins, right? It starts off with something with, a good intention, and then it just kind of devolves into something far worse than it was originally intended.
What was the good intention?
Well, they supposedly discovered some different Terra cells because of games like World of Warcraft and Guild Wars 2. So that was the good intention, was to find Terra cells. To find out which Terra cell was operating within the video game realm of things. To see who was doing something to give them information. I guess they were like doing things in like guild halls and shit. Doing certain motions that signaled a certain thing. And I mean, they stayed away from voice comms as much as possible. There's a whole like article on it. It's pretty crazy how far these guys were willing to go to just fucking try to cover up their operations and shit.
Yeah, but with this Vault 7 stuff it shows how insanely authoritarian Obama was, for instance.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the ability that the CIA has and is using to collect data from you, to get your phone calls, to get your voice, to get recordings, to get all this stuff,
Yep.
it's extensive, all the stuff that's been released.
Yep.
Sargon did a video on it if you want to look on it, because there's a lot to go through, so you can go through these and check them out. But that's how it relates to gaming, and so sometimes all these, these crazy conspiracy theories aren't exactly, conspiracy theories, and people were right to be upset that this thing was always watching.
Yeah. It's just crazy. That's insane.
Didn't they do that on the PS4? The whole
What?
terrorist thing?
Yeah, they did. No, it was a PS4. They did it.
It was a PS4 when they did it. Like the ISIS supposedly communicated back and forth using the PSN or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was like earlier last year, right?
Yeah, that was like some stupid thing or whatever.
Okay. I know.
I really didn't know how that really like was like something that had to be like well they used the PS4 like that really.
I know.
Like that's gonna link people to something, you know what I mean? That it doesn't.
It's just like when it was all over the news. A car ran through a house and hit someone, but they had to mention he was playing Fallout 4 on his Xbox One while he got hit.
Yeah, it's like what does the hell does that
really
matter? That it's like it has nothing to
speaking
do
of
with
cars, as part of the Vault 7 leaks, the CIA can like do shit to cars.
Yeah.
And they can. It's suggested that they've been able to assassinate people by making their car go haywire while they're on the road.
Cutting off.
Yeah.
Well, anything that has a control lock on it. So anything that can mess with brakes, speed, the whole 9 yards. Anything that can carry a full-on computer pretty much in your vehicle. It's supposed to be a safety check. I've heard about stuff like that before. It just sucks that it's being confirmed now. When did this all happen? That was earlier this week, Rags?
It was, I think, yesterday or something like that. I mean, we're talking about the military. You know, like how like Hideo Kojima once talked about military weaponization of memes as a branch of psychological warfare. And then you're like, oh, that's really something the CIA does. You know, like it's weird shit. I mean, he turned U.S. agencies into political weapons, and
it's insane.
It's crazy stuff. But that's what happens. But if you have a really good PR department and you go on Ellen DeGeneres and do a little dance, or you do little memes on the internet, then I mean, you can get away with fucking anything, even if you're a monster. But I mean, you know, Alex Jones was right in a weird way.
That's scary.
Hard for anyone to say that, Rags was like in a weird way.
That's just a scary thought altogether.
The frogs are gay! Jesus Christ. Well, shit. Well, good thing he doesn't watch our show, because then that way nobody ever has to really hear that. I mean, what else was this vault? Jesus. So cars, memes, video games.
Cell phones that can be used to collect the data of all of the Wi-Fi signals that they can reach. All sorts of crazy stuff. But you should all look into it because it's pretty scary.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm looking through the hashtag now at Vault 7, and there's a lot of shit in here.
Jesus. It's fucking ridiculous. How the fuck, man? Like, it's like, when you think about it, how many conspiracy theories are right? Right? Think about that. How many crazy shit conspiracy theories have you thought to yourself, there's no way this could ever happen. This is not a thing that could ever be possible because our government just wouldn't be that petty. And then here we go with the Volt. And it's like, oh, wait, what? So our government is that petty. Okay.
Well, I don't doubt that a bunch of them are 100% true, but one thing still doesn't change for me, and that is I don't care, like, if they hear anything, because just like 99.9% of the stuff I say and or do in my home, I could do it out in public.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I could too, but that's not really the point. The point is like them overstepping their bounds and
that part sucks. Yeah.
part of the Constitution.
That
You know,
part
I'm
pisses me off. But as far as the consequences for whatever I'm saying and doing, there isn't any. So
well, no, I mean, there wouldn't be any for me. It's just that I just feel like that they definitely need to be held accountable for this. I mean, because they're definitely overstepping the Constitution. Like nobody should have that feeling that who cares if I get pulled over for like the DUI traffic stop. If I'm doing nothing wrong, then that shouldn't matter, because that like those type of things should be like dealt with and stopped, because they are overstepping their bounds. It's just the beginning of what could be like a very terrible thing. Like if they kept on overstepping their bounds because people just accepted it.
Yeah, I can see that, like, with everyone accepting it, laying down, and kind of giving up and letting them just do basically what they want.
Yeah, I mean, if everybody had that same attitude, like what you just said right there, like that, well, I'm not doing anything wrong, so who cares,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that that's what you're, like, that you would just, who cares about it and not be upset about anything else, but if everybody had that attitude, then they're like, okay, well, we got away with this, so let's see what else we can do. Let's go one step further.
And this is one of the biggest things to come out of government in a long time. I mean, Vault 7 is the biggest thing since Watergate.
Okay, where did Vault 7 even come from? Like, I don't even know what.
It's a leak. It's a
right?
WikiLeaks report. Insider information they're disclosing to the public. I mean, the CIA's basically using like phones and television sets, cars and stuff to spy on us, and they have the potential to kill us if we cross the line. And everyone's bitching about Russian hacking and crap like that. Like, Lord knows how much CNN hasn't reported on this massive thing, but this is like I don't want to sound hyperbolic, but this really is like the biggest government scandal since Watergate. Like, Vault 7 is huge. Vault 7 is insane. It's so big that when you read it, you don't think it's true, and that it's crazy, and that it could never happen. But you look through this shit, and it's insane. This stuff, people, it's insane the stuff they can do. I mean, televisions, phones, any sort of gadget, your microphone on your computer, your everything, and it's all they can all listen to that, and they could all snoop on you in all these ways. And I mean, you can thank people like Zuckerberg and Google for all this shit, because they're so happy to turn over your information to people.
Yeah. It says right here, the CIA turned every Microsoft Windows PC in the world into spyware. Can activate backdoors on demand, including via Windows Update. And that's exactly what's the Windows 10. I'm wondering if that's the push for everything to be free, a free download to get everybody on it. Because of the fact that, like, if you even disable all the spying features that Microsoft has on it, as soon as they do an update, which you don't even get asked to do an update anymore, it just updates it for you. But it automatically resets all those back to where all the spying things are back on.
And what they've released so far, they've only released about 1% of everything they have.
So this is.
They-
I bet this goes.
I mean,
this reaches out to even computer technology partners too. Hence why
Well, yeah,
like
this
there's
is
certain
a-
like Nvidia will only like their next cards will only work on Windows 10 platforms. So. That's,
Well, I think a lot of that has to do with technology moving forward, but WikiLeaks, it says it has released less than 1% of its Vault 7 series in its Part 1 publication yesterday called Year Zero. Below that's actually a pretty good quote. If you've spent the last 18 months hyperventilating about Donald Trump yet remain silent about Vault 7, you might be a thoughtless hack. Vault 7 is huge. And there are arguably there's arguably rogues within the CIA and the intelligence agency who leak things about Trump and all that to undermine his presidency. And you also have this as well. And
has Trump
and
responded to any of this shit?
I don't know yet.
Well, he was saying that he was that Obama spied on him, or wiretapped him like during the election or whatever.
And I absolutely believe it now. I
and well,
absolutely 100% believe it now.
Everybody came up saying that, of course, the CIA was like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. That was not us."
That's crazy. It's Donald Trump saying crazy things.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden now here it shows one of the WikiLeaks. It says WikiLeaks implies Trump was spied on with this all this crap here.
Oh boy.
So this is wow. This is actually like pretty big.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Everyone should
Yeah.
check it out. Everyone should check it out. And you should be checking WikiLeaks on Twitter and all this stuff. You should be reading it. You should be going to the hashtag and reading all the stuff about it, looking up YouTube videos about it. I mean, what if they had all of those Hillary's deleted emails? What if they had all that stuff? And imagine all the evidence they have to all the unsolved crimes in the United States.
Yeah. So evidently you're gonna be the next Alex Jones. Hey, but he wouldn't be wrong though, right? Doesn't Trump say pay people of misery in poor countries to work for him? What? That's crazy. That's insane.
WikiLeaks said antivirus experts say Vault 7 is already paying dividends in discovering CIA malware.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I mean now that Trump says Obama was spying on him, I absolutely believe it 100%. Based on all this stuff that's been released and leaked, I absolutely believe it.
Well, you have every reason to believe it now.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely. I mean reading through this stuff while y'all are talking, it just wow. Yeah, it's definitely very believable.
Believable?
It actually leaves very little doubt that the shit that Trump's been saying has actually been fake at all.
Makes you wonder, right?
Yeah,
much?
I mean,
how much is it that it's bullshit from their end, and how much of it's true on our end with conspiracy theories? There already has been major leaks. Now, of course, not like this, but there was already confirmations of our government experimenting with weather-changing technologies. So that's been confirmed, and people were thinking, "Oh, that's not real." We were creating earthquakes as a fucking experiment to control the Earth's gravity. So like, I mean, to sit there and say it's far out there, it just isn't true. Like, I don't think anything's really far out there anymore. When you see what's going on with this,
there's that whole conspiracy theories that our government is the one that created AIDS or whatever, and cancer and stuff like that too.
Makes you wonder, though, right?
I mean, it definitely does, and the whole the government was behind the 9/11 thing.
I mean, people are saying that the whole Russian hacking
It's-
operation with the election, it was the CIA all along.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is like the in Arizona, I think in Arizona, not Arizona, Alabama, there was a hack there, and so they traced the hack back, and it actually traced back to the Department of Homeland Security, which is basically part of the CIA portion, or a brand, portion of them, a separate entity, obviously, but it's same type of thing. But they kind of denied it, but I mean, even in this thing in the what's it called, in Vault 7, it says the CIA actually had the ability to make that hack look like it was anybody. They were able to like manipulate the data to show that to make it look like it came from Russia rather than to actually come from us. But apparently, the person that found it in Alabama, I think it was Alabama, but they kind of just tossed that under the rug as like fake news or whatever. Nobody ever really talked about it.
And of course, Vault 7 is not in the trending section in Twitter. Of course not.
Well, because I mean, this can actually run into a much broader picture. It'll probably end up getting to a point where it's going to be how many corporate entities knew about this, how many corporations have had ties to this stuff, and were sworn to secrecy. And if they were to say anything to anybody, how many of them were threatened? You know what I mean? Like, this goes into a whole nother dynamic of manipulation of power. Like, who's doing this? Who's doing that? That's what's gonna be coming up next. If Vault 7's really blowing up like this, like, it's gonna fucking come next. That's the next move.
I mean, we're like if what Rag said was true, like we're only a portion into Vault 7. It's wow.
Just 1% into it.
I'm actually kind of worried to see what actually is going to be.
That's not even a portion.
Coming
That's just,
out.
like dusting the top of it.
Yeah.
Off.
And I mean, this right here, what they've released so far, if this is just a portion, like just a dusting, like what you said, that man, like how much worse can it get? It's pretty bad. I mean, I don't know if y'all are looking on Vault 7 and on the hashtag, but wow, there's a lot here to go through, and it's a lot of kind of scary things.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. It sounds. I mean, this all sounds like it would be fiction. You know what I mean? It sounds like this comes right out of a fucking book.
Like something like Jason Bourne or something.
Yeah.
It says here, this guy apparently he was a writer for BuzzFeed. His name was Michael Hastings, and he wrote a article saying like, why did the Dems love to spy on people? And then he was actually doing a expose on the CIA, a portion of the CIA or somebody, I think it was. And then all of a sudden, 15 hours before his death, Hastings wrote, "I'm onto a big story and need to go off the radar for a bit." He added, "All the best and hope to see you all soon." And then his car just mysteriously crashed.
Wait, this was a BuzzFeed guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
shit.
yeah,
In 2013. So
that's part of it too.
And then there was another guy that another big speaker that was really outspoken against the left. I forgot what he was, a very controversial person, but he ended up just mysteriously dying. It's wow, and it's very eye opening. Hopefully Trump definitely uses this and who are they going to turn a investigate? Who's going to investigate the CIA? Like, how do you investigate the people that are made or trained to, keep from being found, That's going to be the hard part. Let's get the Russians to investigate them.
Yeah, Trump would be the only one that could initiate an investigation on the CIA, right?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I think we could just, let Trump have the Russians come over here and investigate them.
Well,
It was definitely the CIA.
Now, when we say investigate,
I should just
TSA style, or
let Alex Jones do it.
let Alex Jones.
That way we can have a good YouTube series.
What's in the one that's making these frogs gay?
That way we can have a good YouTube series out of it. But yeah, I mean, it's man.
Crazy.
Yep. definitely something that I hadn't heard of. But thank you, Rex, for put me onto this. 'Cause I'm gonna be definitely reading up on this.
Yeah, I've been away from social media for the last couple of days now. I've been more focused on stuff here at home, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into this tonight. Actually, I'll probably end up reading through a lot of it.
I've just randomly like been on there like tweeting about games or whatever. Then I'll go play. I've been mainly playing Horizon Zero Dawn and kind of staying away from social media for the most part. But
That's fucking
of course,
crazy.
Jay had to attack me, so
He had attack you?
What is his ass
Yeah.
on now?
well, you saw like that I'm the hypocrite or whatever because I was on Titanfall Princess's podcast or whatever, and so now every time I tweet, like apparently he follows somebody because somebody tweeted today that what Horizon Zero Dawn is missing is a lock-on system. That when you're in melee,
Oh
that you
god,
should-
that
you
stupid
should-
shit!
Yeah, that you should lock onto your. It should automatically lock onto your target. And I was like, "Fuck no, it shouldn't." Like, he's like, "Well, it's just it's an industry standard." I was like, "No, it's not. It's just a crutch that you console gamers like to throw around. Y'all are just so fucking. It's like y'all are so fucking used to it.
Did he
y'all-
really say that it was a wait, Jay said that shit was a
No.
Oh.
This guy named Mike.
Oh, okay.
Mike, the truth or whatever. But then Jay jumped in and was like, "Don't listen to him. He's just a pony, a hypocrite." And I just, I've actually muted Jay now. So, but I couldn't believe it. But like when he said like Horizon Zero Dawn needs a auto aim, like an auto aim type feature. He said not so much for like the bow, but whenever you're doing melee combat. And I was like, no, just learn how to control your damn camera. It's not that damn hard.
You mean learn to
It'd be
get
easier
good?
if it was at 60 FPS, but what do I know?
Well, yeah, that too. But I mean, but still, come on now. I mean, like, why would you need a damn lock-on system?
Call of Duty on PC needs auto aim.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, shit. I told because he was talking about like building a PC, and I told him I was like, dude, it's like if you build a PC, like stick with the Windows Play Anywhere games because you're not gonna like PC games.
Like I was thinking the other day, it's like I don't know if Dirty Bomb is gonna come to consoles or not, but I can't imagine playing that with a controller. Like the amount of precision you have to have in that game, because it's all about shooting better than other people, and you can jump around and go off walls and shit. It's like I can't imagine playing that on a controller. I just can't imagine. Especially because a lot of the characters, you have limited ammo, and players giving ammo to other players is a big deal in the game, and it's like it's. And I just couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine it.
I don't. I just it blew my mind the whole auto. I maybe they'll probably add auto aim to it. Where it just automatically just lock onto people. It's just like I told him I was like that would make the game way too damn easy. He's like, it doesn't make any games any easier. I'm like, the fuck it don't. I'm like, you don't even have to worry about anything. Your character just points the direction you need. And he tried to use real life as an example. He's like, so if you're in real life and you're shooting at somebody, or you're fighting somebody, your head doesn't turn where they're at. And I was like, yeah, manually.
Yeah, you have to control that. Yeah, there's nothing automatic about.
Yeah,
that.
like the person doesn't go to my left and my head just like snap to the left real quick. I was like, I have to actually turn my head. It's like
and plus where your head's looking and where your gun's pointing are different.
yeah. So I mean, it just
Spot the
blew my
person
mind.
who's never shot a gun. Oh, there they are.
Uh-oh, Jay. He's talking to you.
Like there's nothing. I mean, shooting guns is hard, people. It's hard. It's really hard. In video games, it gives the impression that it's very easy, that it's just a point-and-click adventure, and there's so much that goes into it. Other than that, I mean, it's very difficult to do.
I was actually like kind of really happy that it didn't have the auto aim. I found the combat to be like a lot more enjoyable. Like it wasn't like because so many times in these console games, like with that auto aim, you're fighting one and then somebody else will just like come in just enough into the picture to where all of a sudden your character just snaps another direction. You're like, what the fuck? I mean, I wasn't even looking at that guy. And so I like the idea that there is no auto, the auto lock on or whatever. So that way you get to choose who you're looking at, who you're fighting. The compute, the game doesn't choose for you.
Right.
But apparently it's an industry standard that I didn't know about.
Industry standard, Rambo.
Yes,
Gosh.
just because it's in most games, it's an industry standard. By God, like I'm like going no, they just put that in console gamers because they try to make it for casual players.
You're right though. That lock on shit, like when someone just barely comes into your frame enough and you turn it, that's annoying as shit.
Yes,
I mean,
and that's exactly what would have happened in this game because there's several things where you're like you have to go into camps or whatever, and it's loaded with people.
Hey Jay,
it would be a cancer.
Right, Jay, you do know like she knows that he trolled her, right? Like they squashed their beef because of that.
Yeah, I tried telling him that.
Yeah, she already knows he trolled her. Like they've already squashed all their shit. So
she actually already even apologized for her portion of it because she was completely wrong in the whole situation. She said, and she acknowledged it. I acknowledged that I went.
She's used to being in that position.
Well, I've never actually heard her, actually admit that she was wrong. It was more of always like pointing blame at somebody else. But it was actually, me and her, like I said, we talked for a while and got around all that dumb shit, and she hasn't done anything like that since that I know of. I mean,
yeah, that's good.
Of course, I don't really follow her, but I mean, I'm on her cast every once in a while.
He's trying to get up in that ass.
No.
Did she mention the debate she wants to did she mention the debate she said she'd destroy me in?
No.
All right, because she still hasn't,
No, that.
I don't care. He is still a hypocrite.
How am I? Wait, who?
No,
Me.
Jay,
I am.
Jay is
okay.
saying someone's still a hypocrite.
But no, I get apparently what triggered him. I think, or one of the things that triggered him is I went to Iron Wolf's a video that Iron Wolf did. It was an actual interview with another gamer or whatever, and they talked. And I put
interview.
Like I said, good shit, man, or something like that. It was the only thing I've ever commented on any of his videos, and never have I ever actually watched a video of his besides that one. But it happened to be that one. But apparently Jay goes around and babysits people. Found that and that just sent him over the edge. So
he did. He fucking screenshotted it and posted it in the Discord.
Yeah, apparently that was too much. I was going. It's I guess when you're on Xbox all the time and you have no games to play, I guess you have time to do that. But we all pray that one day you will get Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2. Isn't that on everything?
No, not on.
It's
Xbox
coming,
One
Rambo.
yet.
Shut
It's
your
coming.
mouth.
It's coming sooner or later, man.
Wait, Black Ops 2 that came out in 15 or something like that.
No, Black Ops 2 came out in 2012, 2013 maybe.
Why isn't
I think
that
it's
on Xbox
2012.
One?
Why is it on Xbox One?
Why isn't it?
Because it's not backwards compatible yet.
Exactly. Yet.
But they keep on. Every time that there's a tweet that says, "Hey, we got a new game coming to Xbox One. Here's the new game. Check it out."
And by new, we mean old.
Well, no. I mean, there's Major Nelson's tweeted out a few times, when some indie games or whatever being launching or whatever. They're like, "Where's Black Ops 2? Damn it!" I'm like, "Damn, just enjoy the fact that you're actually getting a game." Y'all are so worried about a damn 12-year-old game. Just leave it alone.
Yo, why are they worried about a 12-year-old or 10-year-old game if they weren't even willing to be worried about a new game coming out?
Don't ask me. It makes no sense.
That doesn't even make sense to me.
They want the 360 Pro apparently.
Well, they're getting one.
yeah, no kidding. That's what they're getting. But it blows my mind to see so many people fighting for the old games rather than. And then when you try to talk to them about no new games are coming out, they're like, "Well, I've got plenty to play." And they show a picture of a bunch of 360 games. I'm like, "Shit! Then why did you buy the Xbox One? Just play the damn 360."
What's his name was right, Carmack. Just stick with the 360.
Yeah, you might as well have. I mean, at this point, I mean, if that's all you're wanting, that's all it seems like anybody's ever actually tweeting about is 360 games. So stick with the 360. Go back and play that thing if that thing's such a great system. I don't know. I hope that E3 shows to be something like they had. They've been kind of like bogarting all the good news until then.
Yeah.
Because I really want to see. I mean, I'd love to be able to, to buy either an Xbox One S or a Scorpio, or even just, buy a new, a new graphics card.
Just to have a new experience at least.
Yeah, and play some new games. I don't want to play any fucking Halo 6 or Gears 14 or Forza 175.
Fuck you. Gears 14 is game of the year, motherfucker.
You're such you're such a Sony pony.
You fucking clopper.
Yep. I've been called that too many times.
Well, how many is too many, sir? I got all day.
Once.
Oh shit.
It's.
But you love it though. It's okay.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
I've just accepted it at this point.
You guys heard that? He's accepted that he is the clopper of cloppers. Yeah. I mean, at least someone, At least
I'm not a clopper. No. Let's just get that straight.
You already said you were. Can't go back now, Rambo.
Pony, not
same
not
thing.
The clopper portion. No, it's not. There's a huge difference in that shit.
You guys are talking about two different cloppers.
Well, what other clopper is there, dude?
I'm sure if you went to our Discord, you could probably figure it out. Like, I'm sure there's somebody in there that is one.
Oh, there are.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I am not one of them. I'm not saying that they stick to their own, they're good, but I am not one.
So you don't like clopping, okay? So you don't like your PS4 then, right?
If that's what that means, then sure. I mean, because I am not getting put into that position where I have to answer the question I don't want to answer.
What position?
Yeah, like the.
Oh shit! No, yeah, I get it. I'm just fucking with you. No, anything gaming related at least coming up, or anything good like?
Well, Ghost Recon Wildlands released today or yesterday, I guess. Not really much on it. As far as like people talking about it or anything. Nier Automata released today on PS4, and I guess it's 8 more days, and then it'll be on the PC.
Mm-hmm.
It's got good reviews. It's sitting at a 90, I think it is.
How's Ghost Recon doing? I hope it's doing good. I hope it's doing well.
I'm actually. I mean, it was at one time doing pretty well, but people said that people were talking about it actually possibly lowering now that now that it's out and more people are playing and more of the reviewers are able to play it. I guess they didn't get an early copy.
Mm-hmm.
It's sitting at a 78.
That's still not a bad game.
No, user score is 5.7. At 282 ratings for the user. The Metacritic on Xbox One is a 6.1 user, 78 meta. At a 6.1 out of 61 ratings on the Xbox One version.
Well then.
Yeah, it doesn't. In the PC, it's at 80 on PC and 112 ratings for the user at 6.8. So it doesn't look like it looks like about an average game amongst all the users. The Metacritic, I don't really know where. I mean, how come they're that far off? 78 to 80 to compared to 5.1 to 6.8 seems kind of a big gap. Usually they should be closer.
Yeah.
Maybe after the day one patch or something, maybe that's what screwed everything up, or I don't know. Like I said, I haven't played it yet.
It's probably one of their better rated games since Division.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that they support it like they did the Division, but I mean, I hope that they it doesn't have the same problems that the Division had in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I've been playing like Horizon Zero Dawn, so I I got the games in today, but I haven't really put them in or anything like that to mess with them. I don't want to get stuck into another game and then like
Not finish it.
yeah, that's what it used to end up happening all the time. Kind of like what happened whenever Horizon Zero Dawn came out. I was playing Neo and that came out. I put that in and I haven't gone back to Neo now. So I've still got so many fucking games to finish.
That's funny.
I'm going through Metal Gear Solid to try to finish that up. So I'm going through my own games and
How
things.
you liking Metal Gear? Is Metal Gear pretty good?
5?
Yeah.
Have you played it?
No.
It is really good.
Now, where are you at? Are you closer to the end?
I think I'm getting there.
I heard a lot of people complaining that once you got past like the first half, it seemed like a bunch of rinse and repeat.
There is definitely a level of repetition to the things that happen. And there is a lot of side work, busy work. It's not mandatory, but if you want to upgrade everything that you can, you're going to have to do it.
Okay.
There is, I mean, the actual playing the game is really good. The way that Snake does things, the way that the way that you can sneak around, the stuff that you can unlock, the ways that you can infiltrate bases and go, because I'm going for sneakiness. Like I haven't really killed anybody. I'm just stunning and sneaking around, and in that sense, that gives you a lot of options to go around and do that. There's a lot of ways to move from this place to that place. You learn how enemies react to spotting you and noticing this and how they kind of do things, and then you can get really good at it. And there's all sorts of upgrades that can be made to weapons. There is all sorts of different pieces of equipment that you could put together. Your buddies can be effective and how you work with them. But you can get really, I mean, you can have those really cool moments where you're going through the game and you are, you get that Metal Gear Solid kind of vibe where you're this, this elite, super secret sneaking guy. And, you're just doing your thing. And it's really fun in that regard. It has the problems that it has are it has a bit of busy work. The UI is shit on PC. You learn to deal with it, but it was clearly made on PC or clearly made on consoles, and the controls were like directly ported to PC. Some of the controls are just really weird, but you get used to it. The game runs pretty well. When I got back into it, the game had automatically put it at like 3000 by 2000, and everything was all ultra, and I was still at the 60 cap, so I just left it there. The game looks really nifty. The performance is really good. The controls are when you're out of the menu and actually playing the game on PC, the controls are really good. Between switching between this and that and kind of learning how everything is, the controls really work well. Let me see. Because it has a free roam functionality to it. You can keep playing the game. As far as I know, you can keep playing the game as long as you want. You can go to this place, that place, and infiltrate and see if you can get through without being seen or try new stuff. And there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of things to actually do. Let me see how much time I have in it. I currently have 61 hours in it, and I'm on mission like 29 or 30 in the story. And this is the first Metal Gear Solid game I've played. And it's okay I'm not really too lost with the story. The story is okay. They explain things fairly well. I'm sure you'll get more from it if you're like a veteran. But the game is really good, and I would absolutely recommend Metal Gear Solid to anyone who's looking for a shooter or a stealth game or an open world sort of game, because it's a great time sink. You can put a lot of hours into it, and you can get a lot of different stuff. Kind of built up for your base, and there is that online feature that I've never messed around with. I never was this infiltration raiding thing that you can do. I was never into that. I'm never interested in it. But the game itself is very fun to play, and once you kind of learn, because every stealth game you have to kind of learn what do enemies respond to, what do they not respond to, how do you do this, how to use that. Then you can get really good at it, and it's really rewarding to do well in it.
Mm.
Plus, you can shoot children in the face with rubber bullets.
It's one of the games I still have to play.
It really is good. But it's one of those games where you need to, have some time. Like I said, I'm 61 hours in. I'm not at the end of the story yet. You can do as much busy work as you want to, but there is a lot of, if you want this really, really useful thing, do this mission and stuff. And I mean, the way that the controls are, it's not a game you can just hop into, instantly play quickly and leave. It kind of wants you to savor it and enjoy it. There's like when moving from place to place with a helicopter, moving around your main base. I mean, that stuff just takes time, but those are smaller issues with an otherwise very, very good game, and I think it deserves all of its praise. It's not perfect, but it's a great game. I really like it.
Nice.
And the story's weird as fuck because it's Metal Gear Solid.
It's Metal Gear Solid, and it's convoluted, and it's got like 30 different endings and 30 different fucking villains. Some villains you think are good guys or bad guys disguised, and they're not, and it turns out they were. They did do some even worse things that most bad guys would have done. Turned out to be really good. Yeah, it's fucking weird. It's all over the place. I remember.
It's just strange. It's like there's just strange things that are in the game, and you can accept it, and you're like, okay, fair enough. I guess, okay, fair, fine. It's just weird, and I can kind of see this Hideo Kojima weirdness that people talk about.
So in other words, it's very apparent.
Sort of. It's not like in your face a lot of the times, but when the giant walking robots, invisible, weird trooper people that teleport, it's like that stuff's kind of weird, but it's fine. You can go with it.
You're like, this works. This kind of works. Why not? That's cool.
And the people in the chat, like they're like, I guess they're talking about like, I guess Xbox people and now PlayStation people that are complaining about PC gamers getting to play the exclusives or the exclusives going to PC. I'm not really sure that. I guess
sad to say, Microsoft no longer has my best interest at hand as a console gamer.
You're talking about
Next
you're talking
gen
about next
720.
gen, yeah.
This fat slob.
One of the people, Porter Rock, he actually made a good point, like as far as like the reasons why the only reason that it could possibly affect the actual console platform, and that is that exclusives aren't really like the things that sell like the most. So whenever they
multiplats are the
right. So what happens is like if you're the person that can't afford every platform, whether it be a PC or a console or both, so you have to choose. And say you go to play, you want to play PlayStation exclusives, but if it was only on PlayStation, you're just going to buy a PlayStation, and maybe you won't have enough. You're probably not going to have enough money to buy the other ones. So where you would buy your multiplats is through PlayStation. So yeah, sure. I mean, the exclusives being there because that's what you wanted to play. You wanted to play those games or whatever. But whenever you buy your multiplats, that's where the money's going to be at for them, and so therefore the money is kept within PlayStation. But if they put those games, say those exclusives that you want to play, on PC, just like a separate store for like PlayStation exclusives, and you had a PC and a PS4, well, you're not, or even just a PC and nothing else. The only thing you're going to buy is just the exclusives from PlayStation, and then all your multiplats and stuff are going to be from Steam or wherever. So that they would be losing out on that person's purchases of the multiplats. Now, I'm not saying that's a sound argument to have or whatever. I'm just saying that was the only thing that quite, I guess, sort of kind of made sense out of all the different little things that I've ever heard a console player say as to how it affects the console platform. So that might be the reason why I don't know if that's the reason why you're running into problems, with the people on the consoles, but that might be because they've maybe seen his video and now are using that to their argument. Does that make sense to y'all? I mean, does that like what he said? I mean, obviously, I don't say it's the end all be all or whatever, but it seemed like it made more sense than what everybody else was just, spouting off.
That's all.
Oh, and that next gen thing that you just read off.
Yeah.
There was
so you have to say it out loud. You have to say it loudly.
yeah, there was a person that tweeted him. It's like, no, next gen, don't go to the dark side. We need you. I understand, Xbox does need to care more about Xbox, and like I'm like going, what the fuck, man? Like
I'm telling you, it's a cult.
y'all are acting like y'all are losing like the David Koresh or something. Like, it's fucking crazy, man. Like, he didn't. I mean, and not. I listened to that because I was trying to figure out like what the hell he was talking about, and he actually made some good. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say, but he made some good points. But the part, where he's talking about like how he made up Sony Pony and he made up, I believe, Green, and he should have coined these phrases because he would have been rich because he was the one that made it. I don't know, stupid shit like that. But he did say that he does feel that Xbox is leaning towards creating a service-based thing, kind of like they did with the all the other Microsoft products that they have, rather than actually moving forward with the console base, which it really looks like it with the whole Xbox Game Pass, the Play Anywhere. It seems like that they're really. He said he wouldn't never doubt ever seeing Halo on a PlayStation console, and he said the reason being is because they don't care where their service is at, as long as their service is there and people are paying it. Well, because they're already talking about putting it on Apple.
I hear like millions of Xbox voices crying out, and it's like all at once. It's like a bunch of small voices just screaming at me.
That's
as you say this.
That's just Jay.
Oh, it's just Jay.
Could you imagine like what Twitter would be like if all of a sudden like Xbox Live, like an app came to the PlayStation console, and we could sign in and play like Halo and all that shit to that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, the internet would. I wouldn't even. I would probably like stay away from Twitter and stuff for a while. That would not be a fun thing because you'd be getting nothing but hate and people crying and pissed off and.
You guys are monsters. You don't even know.
Analysts have came out and said that they think the PS5 will be released in 2018. I'm like, how stupid are these fucking analysts? Oh, and it's going to also have 10 teraflops.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they're already predicting not only with the release date or the release year of the next console, but how many teraflops it's going to have now. Obviously, there's a lot of PlayStation gamers, which I'm actually thankful seeing, that are tweeting out going that this is stupid. That this analyst is like an idiot. But there's some, of course, that
Which analyst precisely do we know who are saying this? And I hope it's
Michael Pachter.
I hope it's not Pachter, man. Like I've gone toe to toe with that guy so much on Twitter. I'm tired of it.
PS5 in 2018 analyst.
Of course he does.
Let's see who. It's from Gaming Bolt. It was posted by Pramath. But let me see. Okay, the analyst is Damien Thong.
So is he a real analyst? I mean,
it says Macaria research analyst. Yeah, so I guess he is an analyst, but I don't know really what he's analyzing because it doesn't even make sense. They just launched the PS4 Pro. The games that they've shown, not all of them are going to be completed by 2018. And
he must be trained by Michael Pachter.
It has to be because
that's a Pachter pet. It has to be a Pachter pet. Jesus Christ, the guy's a loon. Like seriously, like he told me once on Twitter that he doesn't need to be right. That people hire him for a generalized number that he doesn't have to be right. And I agree to a certain extent, but like the numbers he was using, Jesus fucking Christ. Like they were like I want to say he was doing it fucking purposely. Like the
Remember
billions.
when the Nintendo community would send him death threats and shit?
Yeah, he kind of did that to himself, though. The guy's a fucking retard.
Well, apparently, this guy's gonna take up in his footsteps because
He's a funny retard, but he's a retard.
I mean, like I can't see anything because he's talking about like the success that PS4 is having and like exclusives like Horizon Zero Dawn. That's what's leading him to believe that the PS5 is going to come. I'm like going, that doesn't like what? How does that make any sense at all? I think that even Sony has actually came out like whenever they talked about the PS4 Pro and they talked about it, kind of like maybe not really extending the generation, but kind of like I guess making it like prolonging it a little bit, not to the point of like extending it past like where it should be, but just kind of like giving them a little bit extra more room or whatever, more time to think and to figure out what they want to do. But I mean, you're talking 2018. I mean, I could see them maybe releasing a PS4 Pro.
Wow, no.
You know what I mean? Like where they do like a refresh of the PS4, and then like you can upgrade if you want to. But
You guys just give me 20 teraflops, but don't worry, it can still do 1080p.
not probably not.
That's another thing. If it's going to be 10 teraflops, is that the only thing they predicted? Not that it would do 60 FPS or higher.
Yeah, that's the
than
only thing
1080p?
that's the only thing he predicted was 10 teraflops PS5 by 2018.
Yo, motherfuckers need to predict shit that's gonna be useful. God damn.
Or even factual,
Jesus.
or like
Or at
it
least
has
let
a
it be.
chance of happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, let it be useful and like let it be something of a goal for these guys to be like going forward with. Fuck this bullshit of sales. No, I want to know, this shit gonna actually be useful to us? Like, are we gonna be able to actually benefit spending X, Y, and Z, or are we just gonna be fucking left behind because, oh, I don't know, because we're still like sub fucking 30 frames per second, $500 later, and
Yeah.
about 15 teraflops? Like, it's fucking stupid at this point.
Another console does not need to come out until it can at least maintain 1080p on all titles 60 FPS. It's unacceptable to release something that's more expensive that does any less.
The
Yep.
problem is I'm not sure that's
Switch.
actually ever going to happen, because it seems like everybody is so
Everybody's kung
geared-
fu fighting.
geared towards like begging for more graphics that these developers spend so much time trying to make the graphics look as phenomenal as possible, that obviously when you turn the graphics up that high, if you don't have the power in the system to be able to run the frames per second with it, you're running into the same problem. So
Yeah, but
it's
like,
just sad that
you remember hearing the developers though at the beginning of this generation, they're like,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah.
we finally got what we need. We finally got what we need."
And they should- I mean,
and now
technically
they're
they
already
should've-
at that point where like, well, we're pushing the consoles for as far as they could go. These are pretty outdated. I'm like,
Well, they
you
should've-
stupid motherfuckers. Jesus.
they
Christ.
should actually, with what the PlayStation 4 is, they should have enough to hit 1080p 60 frames per second. Even though it's like 1.8 teraflops, whatever, they still should be enough to hit 1080p 60 frames per second. The only problem is they like, why do you have to put so much damn focus on
There are weaker PCs
Graphics.
that run games at 1080p.
Yeah, no kidding.
60 FPS.
But the thing is though, is those games aren't as graphically demanding as say like Horizon Zero Dawn or something like that. Not saying that there's nothing wrong with that, but is what I'm saying is that why focus so much on your visuals rather than actual
You can't even have it function
fluidity.
properly. Yeah.
Yeah, the fluidity should be the main thing. Like you can still make good enough visuals, but as long as that 60 frames per second is a industry standard, as people like to
It's
use.
industry standard, Rambo. You don't even understand the power of the bottleneck.
it's like insane that people are like happy with 30 frames. Oh, and like somebody told me that 20 frames per second isn't bad as long as the game's good.
I can't.
I'm like-
Well, then he didn't. Then he'd love Zelda.
Yeah, that's what he said. That Zelda's great. He said Zelda's great. He's like, you don't even notice the 20 frames per second because it's such a great game. And I'm like, bullshit.
Speaking of Zelda and the whole Nintendo Switch thing,
Oh God.
I,
The failure
I
rate?
found no, fuck the console. I found something that's worth buying for the Nintendo Switch. Their Pro controller.
I was gonna say a
Eventually-
match.
Eventually, if not right this second, I haven't looked into it, but I know you'll be able to use that controller on the PC.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yeah.
that controller, I messed with one at Walmart today.
I heard
Comfortable as fuck.
I heard it was like better than Sex in your hands.
Oh, it's amazing. It's just a little smaller than the Xbox One controller, but it feels so much more solid. So I'm definitely, when they come back in stock, I'm gonna get one just for my PC and find a way to use it if it doesn't already recognize it when you plug it in.
Well, from what
I heard it does, right?
from what I've heard that it does, yeah. But I mean, I haven't verified that. Obviously, I'm not spending that kind of money on a controller just to verify if it syncs up.
Then you're not a true
I can't.
gamer.
I can't
You're
stand.
not a true
If
gamer.
you won't, then nobody will.
I can't stand Nintendo controller.
Well, I heard this Pro controller was pretty nice though. Like the
Well, I mean, no, I mean it is. I'm just saying that their buttons, like the A, B, and it's not even the same as like any like Xbox One or even PlayStation 4. It's like
Worse.
A, B, and X, Y, and
Worst comes to worst, you can program the buttons to where they line up just like an Xbox controller.
yeah. The only problem is that I would have to literally like put something over the top of the buttons. Because even now, like I know where the X button is on the Xbox controller, and I know where the X button is on the PlayStation controller. But if I was to take my Xbox controller and play on my PlayStation, since I'm playing a PlayStation game and it says press X, my mind would automatically make me press the X for the PlayStation. So whenever I see that on it, like if I'm playing like the Nintendo Wii U and I'm using the Pro controller on that and it says press X, you should see my fucking character because it does every last thing besides press X because I'm pressing all these buttons and trying to figure out where the hell X is and it's like some weird way. I think it's at the top.
Oh, I don't even look at the buttons anymore. But all I play is PC and Xbox. So.
Oh, so I
it's the
mean,
same
yeah, but
thing.
you would just have to map your buttons out to where it actually works out. Works out for you to where you can get used to it. But I don't really look at the buttons either. But there's something in my mind. Like I've tried using because whenever you can, how you can.
It's muscle memory, is what it is.
Yeah, but it's muscle memory for which console I was on too. It was like my mind can see. My mind knows if I'm playing like an Xbox console or a PlayStation console. So I don't even have to look at the buttons obviously for either one when I'm playing those because I just know where they're at. But if I was to switch up the controllers for those two consoles, my mind would still press I'd be playing an Xbox console, but it would press X for the Xbox controller automatically. And I would be pressing the wrong button because it'd be a PlayStation controller.
Hold on, wait. What the fuck is Jay talking about? And fuck you too, Shaner. Well, Jay. Okay, fine. I'm not gonna argue with you, dude.
Yeah.
That's a bottomless pit of fucking sorrow and disappointment. I'm not doing that.
I refuse to stoop myself to your level, sir. I will not be depressed this day. Oh shit, that reminds me.
Well, I have changed now I will not be buying my games from Amazon after this month. I've already got all the games this month pre-ordered.
Damn, dude, you're out GameStop and Amazon. What the hell are you gonna do?
Well, Amazon started charging tax, which I didn't have a problem with because I was going to get charged tax wherever I go.
I'll be right back.
But they have release day delivery. If you pre-order, you get release day delivery. I have yet to get a single release day delivery this year. And so I know with Best Buy, I can pre-order and get release day delivery every time. So, I mean, and I can earn points towards my Gamers Club Unlocked. So I guess since they, now that there's no other benefit besides like no taxes being on Amazon's order.
Would you prefer that Best Buy gave you trophies instead of points?
Well, no, because see, the points turn into dollars, which
it's
then
Rambo,
allows me
right?
to buy more games that allows me to have more trophies.
If you bought so much that they gave you a platinum, would you accept it?
I would. I've actually I actually should have because I think one year I spent $10,000 in Best Buy, and I got like $750 in
That is
Best Buy dollars.
maybe twice what I spend on technology and games per year, maybe double.
Yeah, mine was just for games,
Jesus.
games and consoles, obviously, but that was it.
He's like half of that just PS4s.
Just yeah, that was just PlayStation 4, so no big deal.
So when are you gonna get another Xbox, Rambo?
Like I said, I mean, if they're like bogarting the good news, and like all of a sudden, like like E3 comes and they're like, surprise, motherfuckers, like we have all these great games and we've just been like pretending like we don't. Then I'll get a Scorpio. But if they come and say, here's a Scorpio, Crackdown 3 is coming, this later on, State of Decay 2. If they just say what I already know, then I'm gonna be like, yeah, you know what? Xbox can go suck a dick,
But I wouldn't put it past them though to have like a surprise launch with.
I
the
hope
console.
so. I really hope so. I really hope that maybe like a Rise 2.
Something.
So they got to have something because like they cannot think that that's going to sell well enough with the lineup that they've got as of right now. There's actually no incentive at all to buy a Scorpio. Maybe for the diehard
When we
Xbox
talk about
people.
it's the year of the Scorpio.
Oh, I thought it was the year of the rat or some shit.
It's got to be the year of something else besides the Scorpio.
No,
I mean,
no,
I know
no,
they're
the
saying
rooster,
that, but
rooster.
I think that maybe like a hawk or something has already ate the Scorpio. I don't know. There's
no point.
there's really not. I mean, now, like I said, I mean, if they can come into E3 and bring us back to like the 360 days, like when they actually seem to care about games.
Games everywhere, and they've all got
Yeah.
split screen. And
I don't even care about the split
great.
screen. If they just went with games, that would be nice. That would just be a bonus. That would be a step in the right direction. We can worry about split screen later, but I mean, that would actually be a big bonus if it had split screen.
Microsoft has all this fucking money
And all this money and all
Where are
these
the games.
all these damn IPs, man. And they seem to be canceling more than they're making. It's just weird.
Oh well. I don't have a problem with not having enough games. I got more games than I know what to do with. That's why I'm going back with Metal Gear Solid because I played like 52 hours and I got out of it and did other things. And now I'm getting back into it. I got about 9 or so hours since my return to it.
Same here. I've got far too many games to even. That's one of the good things to actually good problems to have.
Yeah.
Is I could quit buying games right now and be set for years.
I don't know if this ever happens to Rambo. It probably doesn't. But I have so many games and so many that I'm not playing because there's so many of them. It's kind of depressing.
Yeah, it's overwhelming sometimes. Like
It is.
if like say like next week if there's no releases and then like I've already finished the game I was playing now, instead of like a new game coming out going, oh, okay, it's new, so I'm gonna play it and try it out. If I have to turn around and look at my shelf and go, okay, what do I play? I'm just like, yeah, not that one. No, not that one. Maybe this one. I'll put it in. I'm like, no, not that one. I'll put it back up. And it starts getting depressing. Like going, oh, shit, I have nothing to play. I feel like a woman with a closet full of clothes that says I have nothing to wear. It's depressing to know that I have this many games behind me and I still wonder, like, there's got to be a game out there I'm missing because I'm bored.
You know, it was a really good game.
What's
Max Payne 3.
It was.
I enjoyed that whenever I played on the PS3.
I played on console and on Xbox, and it was so hard to aim. Aiming was a pain in the ass, and I never really got through the game because of that. Trying to put your controller on the enemies was incredibly difficult. With just using a controller, and then I played it on PC, and I just loved it. It was great. Like pew pew pew. What they need to do is they need to make a John Wick game like in the style of Max Payne 3.
Either way, you could have played it on Xbox and went through the entire game no problem. Playing it on PC, having it maxed out, it's still worth another playthrough.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's just being able to it's just mouse and keyboard controls on a game. It's all about headshots and moving from target to target. Oh man, it just made it so much better.
I don't seem to have like any sort of. I mean, obviously there's a difference. I mean, I'm definitely not saying that. But I don't seem to have a problem with like playing like those type of games with a controller, like
Well,
even
that's
on
just
like
this-
a console. It just
The sensitivity and
It's
the
definitely-
lag of the low FPS.
I mean, there's
it was
definitely like
just
a difference like that,
chore.
like you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I can't.
It
I'm not
just
gonna try
wasn't
to say
fun
that
to
it's not happening.
play.
Yeah, there's some games that I have on console that I wish I would have played them there first, rather than playing them on the PC first. Because like, I have Overwatch on the Xbox, and although it's still great on the Xbox, playing it on the PC first kind of makes it like,
It's hard to go backwards.
yes, it is. It's very hard.
Does Soldier 76 only have 100 health?
I don't know if he's only got 100 health, but he plays exactly like Call of Duty on the Xbox. He's the most overplayed character. Like, I thought he was overplayed on PC, but everyone fucking plays him on the Xbox.
Yeah,
It's a dude bro shooter.
it's a dude bro shooter. Only when you play him.
Well,
Only
that's the
when
reason
you
why.
play
That's the
him.
reason why all the Xbox guys are playing him. They're like, "That's my only dude, bro, man. I gotta play him."
Pretty much. Looking through.
Let me see. I'm gonna look through the I'm gonna look through the differences between the two and see if there's any
Differences between two of what?
the Overwatch PC and console versions.
Oh. I was told like the characters, like their strength, like their power, like their damage and stuff is actually scaled differently because it's on console. I mean, that's what I was just told. I'm not sure how much truth there is behind that, but I would imagine that it would be somewhat.
Blizzard, I mean, they put so much time into their games and so much quality that wouldn't surprise me if they found a way to, kind of tweak them both where they're even playing fields.
Yeah.
Like, as far as though, like the community on the console, it is basically a bunch of potatoes. I mean, they don't even know the maps half as well as the people in public matches on PC.
Oh, that's what makes it fun though.
Definitely.
Like just going in there and wrecking face when you're like still guessing what the controls are because you're not used to it. Pretty funny.
I mean, those arcade loot boxes, I can get those weekly on the Xbox in less than a night worth of gaming. On the PC, it takes me, Brimstone, Metrox, Gamer Dragon, and whoever else we can get to get them that fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I like having the different experiences between both platforms, though. Honestly, it's pretty unique. It can be pretty rewarding being able to experience both sides of the fence, and being able to talk from a place of experience instead of just assumptions. And seeing what values you could see being delivered on both platforms as well. So, I mean, to this day, PC is always going to give the best platform, in my opinion, as far as gaming goes. It's always going to be the best platform for gaming, unless something big happens. But I will say this about consoles. I mean, consoles, it's fun in the sense that I'm done. It's on. I can turn it on, and I'm gaming. And it's not in the same. It's not in the same sense that